my name is Ash, and I am the creator, the founder, and the magic behind Magic Touch Botanica. And welcome to your New Moon in Aries reading. For this reading, I'm really just pulling general messages around how can we continue showing up brave, how can we continue showing up courageous in our life every day. What I really love about this new moon in Aries is that it's all about our bravery, it's all about action, and it's all about inviting that passion and joy back into our lives, especially if you're someone that hasn't been feeling too much of that passion. You know, between the new moon and the full moon, I feel like I appreciate both energies. I'm someone who, connects with the moon very deeply and gives offering to the moon regularly. But when it comes to the new moon and the full moon, I feel the most connected with a new moon. And a huge part of it is two things, right? What I love about new moons is that when the moon is in its darkest, it still has the audacity to affect us in positive ways. It's the time of the moon where we think about manifesting and planting our seeds. Even speaking of seeds, right? I think there's a saying that was like, seeds grow in darkness. Things grow in darkness before they can come into the light. And I think about that with crystals, like crystals live in caves, live in mountains, in the dark, with years and years of pressure before it comes out and becomes this beautiful stone, this beautiful jewel. And with the new moon, it's like, even in its darkness, in this dark moment of the new moon, it is when we plant our seeds. It is when we think about what are we going to manifest, what are we actualizing between the new moon to the full moon. And that's why I love new moons. Like, new moons is just an exciting time for me in my home. And like the full moon is beautiful too. Like, the full moon is powerful. Sometimes can be a little overwhelming, but we all love a powerful moon moment. And with this new moon in Aries, it's giving me a little bit of that full moon energy where it's like really energized, really strong, very passionate. But with it being a new moon, it's giving you that motivation, that fire to start something new, or to start new if that's where you're at in your life. So anyways, let's jump into your reading. I have 4 piles here, and I'm just gonna give you guys a minute to really connect to each pile. I have pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm just going to explain a little bit of the stones and crystals that are in front of you, but I'm going to play some ocean sounds, and I want you to just take a few minutes to take deep breaths and really truly connect with a pile. In this moment, you may feel pulled to 2 piles, and that's totally fine. If you feel pulled to 2 piles, listen to both piles, because each pile may have a message or may have a medicine for you to hear in this moment. What I'm channeling for this new moon is really just, what do we need to hear right now in order to give us bravery, in order to give us that courage to go forth? What is blocking us from being courageous? And those are the things I'm pulling for. So group 1, you have Selenite. And I think I just posted on my IG that this is not technically selenite, but we all know it to be selenite. It is the accessible selenite, and it is a powerful stone for cleansing and protecting us from any negativity. Then we have my little baby Amethyst, who wanted to be a part of this video. So I was like, okay, you can be a part of this. And amethyst is a really good healing stone. There's different stones that are good for different chakras and energy center, but I really use this for my heart all the time. It is also a very protective stone, a very healing stone. And then you know, ever since I got this crystal, it has really, really, really helped me with my anxiety and any panic attacks I have, you know. I currently struggle with anxiety and PTSD, and I will say that I have social anxiety, one, and I will say that anytime I'm working with a new client or I'm doing a new project, or like, for example, if I'm doing a video and I'm showing my face, I will have this in my bra. You know, I'm definitely infamous of having crystals in my bra, in my pocket. And this is one of them that I will have in my bra whenever I'm just like really anxious, really stuck in my head, and I need something to calm me. This really calms me. And then last but not least, we have Smoky Quartz for group 4. And Smoky Quartz is really good for protection, and it's really good for getting rid of any negative energy. So I always have it really close to me on my desk when I'm doing work, when I'm releasing new things. And it just helps get rid of that. You know, it also helps, at least for me, you know, when I work with crystals, I look them all up, and then I just create a personal relationship with them. And like for me, this Smoky Quartz has really helped me with my negative self-talk. And so in those moments where I'm like super negative and beating myself up, I'll grab the Smoky Quartz, and it will really ground me and bring me back to a state of positivity, in a state where I'm just like nicer to myself. So for the next minute, just take 3 deep breaths and see which pile's really calling to you. Hey group 1, welcome to your reading. I had to change the angle like so many times because the card, I don't know what's going on. But anyways, welcome to your reading. So for you group 1, you got the 1 card. And the 1 is all about really just finally seeing the connection you have to yourself, the connection you have to spirit, the connection you have to everybody. It's really about really seeing and knowing that we're all connected. And I feel like it's gonna all come together, but I really feel like with this card, it's about coming back to yourself. It's about seeing all of who you are and not, you know, fractioning yourself off. Not fractioning yourself off. And also about the contradictions that can live inside you. You know, this makes me think of like how, you know, you can be really shy on the outside, but then when people really get to know you, you're super outgoing, you know, and how like you can still be shy and still be super extroverted to your friends and none of that be a lie. And I feel like that's the gift the new one is giving you. It's really bringing together all of who you are and seeing yourself as whole, as one, and not as these like fraction pieces. Now, oh yeah, you can see it. Now you have the King of Swords in reverse. You have the 9 of Swords in reverse. And then you have the Tower. And I know that looks really scary. And I know like when I first was getting into tarot, I was like, oh my god, the Tower. My whole life is in shambles. Um, and a lot of times it can mean that like your life is in shambles and like shit's about to get real. But what I really feel for you, group one, is that this moment, this new moon is giving y'all, especially like the cycle from new moon to the full moon, you're clearing up stuff. You know, some of y'all may have really struggled with negativity, control. The King of Swords is all about control. Nine of Swords is all about like negative self-talk, negativity. Some of y'all may have really been struggling with that, and that has been a major block in you showing up courageously and you showing up bravely. And with the Tower card, it's like, okay, if we're really going to actualize our manifestations, the cycle, if we're really going to, you know, be who it is that we want to be who it is we know is true to who we are, we know who it is, the one, right? Like, if we're going to become this full person that's no longer fractioned, we gotta cut the bullshit, essentially. We gotta cut the things that, you know, we gotta cut the things that really hold us back. Gotta cut the narratives that really hold us back. And so, you know, from this new moon to full moon, definitely look into shadow work. Definitely dig deep. Like, what are the ways that I self-sabotage? What are the ways that I stop myself from manifesting? What am I blocking in my manifestations? Like, what is it? What is it? And with this, it's like, what I'm seeing with this is that some of y'all can be really nasty to yourself and really fraction who you are by being like, okay, I have this negative side of me that like gossips and talks shit, that judges, and then I have this beautiful light side of me that like cares about people, donates money, and like feeds the homeless. And what I'm saying with the one card is like the gift and the power that you need is going to be seeing yourself not as just light and dark and fraction off, but seeing yourself as whole, seeing yourself as one. And with the Tower, it's, you know, I'm really saying that it's you that's going to create this quote unquote Tower moment, clearing out bullshit. What I'm saying, it's like you are going to create that Tower moment of just cleaning, clearing, getting rid of it, becoming one, no longer just separated, but becoming one. So your message is, for this new moon, when you're thinking about your manifestations, also think about what stops you from self-sabotaging. And maybe instead of like trying to manifest like, oh my God, I want to be the CEO of my company, being like, I want to manifest getting rid of this and that, getting rid of the negative self-talk. I want to really dig deep as to why I self-sabotage. A lot of what I'm hearing about why you may self-sabotage and the questions that I want you to think about is, why don't I think I'm worthy of this big goal? Why do I get scared when things start feeling good? What in my childhood taught me that when things are good, look out for the other shoe to drop? Those are the things I want you to explore. And of course, shadow work, you know, I'm somebody that believes that you can do a lot of healing on your own. However, when you're in crisis, you should definitely seek out a professional. So if you're someone that doesn't have a therapist, I think these are really good questions for you to explore for yourself, especially something that I've done with my therapist is to write out the ways that I self-sabotage and really just start putting an action plan with the things that trigger me to self-sabotage and the ways that I self-sabotage. And I think that would be a good thing for you to do. List out, what are the ways that I self-sabotage? What can I do when I get triggered to do these self-sabotaging things? And then when I'm self-sabotaging, how can I shift myself? How can I stop myself from doing that? That would be a good thing for you to explore. Now, if you have a therapist, ask your therapist, tell your therapist, like, listen, I want to explore self-sabotage. I want to explore my shadow self. I want to talk about the ways that I show up, maybe not in the best way, not in the best light, that I know I can show up in. And explore and do that work. That's really going to help you in manifesting. That's really going to help bring you together so that you're not just like, there's this part of me that's ugly and horrible and I hate, and there's this part of me that I love, but really seeing yourself as a whole being, as one being, and being like, you know what, even with the darkness, I love all of me. And I'm going to clear out the, you know, the little voice in my head that tries to use the ways that I'm flawed, like we're all flawed, against me and stop me from manifesting what I want and from actualizing what I want. So group 1, that's your message. And yeah, just, you know, I think that's the work for you to do between the new moon and the full moon. Is really just, how can I come together as one? How can I love all of me? And how can I have structures in place to stop me from stopping my manifestation? So between the new moon, full moon, really clear all the BS, really clear all the negativity, you know, and do that on a mental, physical, and spiritual level. I'm like, okay, how can I energetically cleanse my space? How can my space feel more positive so that my mind can be in a positive place, so that my body can feel like it's in a more positive state? Okay, so love you, group 1, and thank you so much for checking out this reading. As always, use anything you hear in this message as a guide, as a tool, not the end all be all to your healing. You know, this message is for a large group of people, so if it resonates, please like and comment below. If it doesn't, you can just let it go. Love you, and see y'all for my next reading. Hey group 2, and welcome to your new moon reading. As always, in this reading, you are the expert of your life. If something doesn't resonate, feel free to let it go and just listen to the messages that do resonate and claiming the messages that do resonate. As always, you know, I'm channeling and reading for a large group of people, so some messages may not resonate, but just really hold on to the truths that come out for you and the ways that it can serve you for the future. So, group 2, let's dive into your cards. So you got the Siren card, and this card is just so beautiful. I'm like, just take a moment to really just look into the card. And the Siren, as we all know, like, sirens are the mermaids. Mermaids are the seductress, are the rule breakers. And with this card, I'm really just seeing that the gift for this new moon is setting yourself free. Freedom really is coming through when I look at this card. And it's setting yourself free. It's also seeing yourself as someone that can really attract the things that you want. You know, you don't have to settle for anything. You attract the best of the best, and it comes to you. And this can be romantically, this can be job, this can be, you know, on every level. I also feel like there's a natural, for those who are picked group 2, I'm like, I know that there's like a natural sex appeal about you. There's something that draws people in, and use that to your advantage when you think about the things that you're trying to manifest. Now to your tarot cards. You got 3 of Swords in reverse. You got I always say 7 of Pentacles, but this is definitely 8 of Pentacles. You got 8 of Pentacles. And then you have Ace of Swords. And again, it's just really speaking to freedom. I think some of you are getting over a heartbreak, or either you recently experienced a heartbreak, you are getting over a heartbreak, you're processing through a heartbreak, but definitely there's some pain you're gonna start freeing yourself from between the new moon to the full moon. So if you've been feeling like, you know, it's been emotionally heavy, you're in a lot of pain, emotional pain, and you're processing out some pain, just know that you're processing it out, and you're gonna start feeling what it means to be on the other side of letting go and moving on. And I definitely see that for you, group 2. The other message with this 8 of Pentacles, right now is the time to put in the work. And what I'm feeling with that is like putting in the work emotionally, spiritually, putting in the work towards your job and career. If I really 100% with this card feel like work is going to be where you'll find a lot of appreciation, a lot of accomplishments, and to like really just celebrate that. And between the new moon and the full moon, this is the time for you to really put in the work towards that freedom, towards, processing out this heartbreak, and allow yourself to process it out. Like, allow yourself to do the work to process it out. Don't hold on to it. But this work card is really like moving forward. It's moving forward. It's being appreciated. It's being seen for the work that you do. Definitely with the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, I'm feeling very work vibes. Getting new ideas. And also with the Eight of Swords, it's like getting new ideas, but freeing yourself. Just really freeing yourself from any old narratives. I'm looking back at the Siren card and like how I don't know if you were someone who maybe didn't think you were attractive or didn't think you were good enough. Definitely self-worth stuff is coming up for this group. Between the new moon and the full moon, you'll definitely be putting in the work to heal from that. Definitely going to be seeing your value. And I really like, even with this card, I was reading the meaning of it. And I'm like, this group, what I'm really feeling is like, start, spring, like we're in spring, summer is right around the corner. Start dressing good, start feeling good. Dress in the way that feels good to you. Dress in the way that makes you feel sexy. Dress in the way that makes you feel like I can be that manifester and I can manipulate energy to my benefit, with no harm to none, of course. But that is 100% what I'm feeling with this card. What I'm feeling with all these cards is like the gift and the energy for you between the new moon and the full moon is really this healing, this putting in the work, really seeing work prospering for you, and then implementing. I feel like new ideas are going to come to you, but also implementing some of these new ideas around your identity, new ideas around, I'm blocking it, but new ideas around your identity, new ideas around just how you feel about yourself, even maybe how you felt about this heartbreak. I definitely feel like the energy around this heartbreak is shifting. So group 2, your message is you can attract all the things that you want. It is a time period of you letting go and processing out some of the pain that came from this heartbreak. Really put a lot of focus on your work, whether that's career-wise, emotional work. This is a time to really put in that work so that you can really see the gifts from it. Because what I'm feeling with this too is like appreciation. And then any new ideas you have, talk about it, share it, tell your boss, start that business, whatever it is. Between the new moon and the full moon is a perfect time for you to do that. So thank you so much for watching this video and hearing your new moon message. If it resonates, please like and comment below and let me know what resonated. Let me know what you're excited for this new moon. And as always, love you and see you for your next reading. Hi Pile 3 and welcome to your new moon in Aries reading. So before I jump into our cards, I want to say that I just want to ground us in a major truth, and I do this with every pile, is that you are the expert of your life. In any pick a card, in any reading, whether it's mine or whether it's someone else's, know that you are the expert of your life, and that pick a cards, tarot readings, any spiritual guidance, any spiritual consultation that you receive is meant to be used as a guide and a tool. So please ground yourself in that before we dive into these cards. I also want to say that if something doesn't resonate, it may just not be for you. And that you get to claim what you want to claim. Okay, so, pile 3. This is day 2. I'm recording this a day after the new moon, because the new moon energy was really hot, was really spicy, and I'm still feeling the effects of it in my body, and I'm just processing it out. So your message is coming a little late, but I hope it all hits the same. So your first card is, I'm gonna pronounce it probably wrong, but it's agape. That's how I'm gonna pronounce it. And this card is all about balance. It's all about wonder, excitement, and having unconditional love, which is so funny because y'all picked the fire quartz in the shape of a heart. But with this card, what I'm really feeling is like this internal balance, internal excitement, having this awe and wonder for life, but also just treating yourself with gentleness, treating yourself with love. And I really feel like for this group, you guys might be the group that kind of struggles with that unconditional love of self and just having excitement and just being in wonder and in awe of every moment. I think y'all can be very serious, can be very, probably you guys are like earth signs, like Taurus, Capricorn, or have that as like a major placement. But definitely y'all are serious people. Like, y'all are serious. Y'all have probably dealt with a lot of pain that has made you a little bit hard. And with this new moon message, what I'm hearing is that, you know, and I see that with these two cards. You have the 9 of Wands, and then you have the 5 of Pentacles. And the 5 of Pentacles is all about scarcity and fear. You know, fear that things are just going to continue being the way they are. And then the 9 of the 9 of Wands is like, I'm defensive, I'm keeping my guard up, I'm keeping my wall up. And you can really see it. Like, this person has their wall up, they're holding their own weapon, and they're looking out for who's going to come after them. And that's really the energy of this. Is like, y'all have these walls up. Y'all might be, when good things come, y'all can actually become scared of it. And it's something that's very common. But with this Empress card, it's almost like the complete opposite of that. The Empress card is like, everything flows. There's effortless abundance that comes to me, and I don't have to worry about anything. I have this ability to surrender. I have this ability to tap into my intuition. Like, I know things are going to come, and if they don't come the way I want them to be, it's because it's for the best. And so what I'm seeing with these cards, it's like, if we want to be in this Empress energy, you know, with this new moon in Aries is really kickstarting this. It's really kickstarting, like, and showing us what blocks us from being brave, courageous, and fiery. And for you guys, is like, what's blocking you from being this Empress, this, you know, super secure, knows that the universe has their back, is this like defensiveness. And this makes me think of the heart too. Going back to the heart message of unconditional love, is how have you blocked your heart? How has blocking your heart blocked blessings from coming in? And just overall, how has it been affecting you? For this group, I'm feeling like definitely blocking your heart has blocked blessings. But it's more so blocking your heart has blocked you from feeling gratitude for the things you have, which therefore has blocked your blessings. Because with the 5 of Pentacles, it's like just constantly being in this state of scarcity, this state of fear. Also just feeling like, woe is me, like bad things just happen to me, and really just repeating that narrative. Even though I'm seeing that, I do feel like that's the gift of this new moon, is getting you out of that. It's telling you, like, it's showing you and igniting that vision in you. It's telling you, like, listen, we don't have to stay in this. We can be this. We can be the Empress. And we can be in balance. We can be in balance. Not like in balance, but like we can be in balance. and we can be in wonder and in excitement and in awe. I'm also feeling with this card, especially with the 9 of Wands, of like, you know, this defensiveness, this blocking your heart, this trying to protect your heart has also blocked you from having innocence and having that like childlike game, like that, not game, that childlike just excitement and optimism for the future. Yeah, because this is giving me like, you're scared of the future, like you're just scared of everything. And with this agape, it's returning back to that childlike wonder. It's returning back to that balance, to that place of wonder and excitement. And you're getting there. That's the gift of this new moon to you, group 3. It's getting yourself moving through and really seeing the ways that like you've been this 9 of Wands and you've been this 5 of Pentacles, and it's being like, okay, well, this is in the past and now this is our future. You know, this defensiveness may have really been the past, even if you want to read it like that. This has really been in the past. This may be what you're feeling in the present, of just like this, things are not good, things are not feeling good, but this is your immediate future. So for this new moon, group 3, know that even if you're still here in this defensive mode, you are getting out of it. That's what the new moon is gifting you. It's also reminding you of the gift and the abundance that comes to you when you're in this balance, when you're in this wonder and excitement. And maybe in the moments that you may revert back to this 9 of Wands and this 5 of Pentacles, you can remind yourself, okay, things are hard, but I can still find a little bit of beauty today. I could still find something to be a little bit grateful for, even if what you find to be grateful for is just that you're alive. If you can just hold on to that just a little bit and just add to that list every day, you will get to the Empress. And you know, what I'm hearing too is like a reminder of the word effortless abundance, because they're also like, and you also don't have to do anything, because I'm going to give this to you anyways, because you deserve. So that's your message, group 3. Happy new moon. This is a beautiful message. And I also feel moved to tell you that everything that you're doing right now is enough. You don't have to push yourself more. You don't have to do more. This is also a message I got from myself today. But for you, group 3, is that everything that you're doing in this moment is enough. And that you are this effortless magnet, this magnet for love, abundance, and good health, and all the things that you want. You have this effortless way about you. And that even when you know you're trying to protect yourself, things don't feel so good, this is you at your core, and this is your immediate future. Love you, and I will see you for our next pick a card, for our next message. And please comment below, like, and subscribe if this message hit and if you really enjoyed it. Bye. Hi, group 4. Welcome to your new moon in Aries reading. I first want to ground ourselves in one major truth, which is that you are the expert of your life, and that tarot, any type of spiritual consultation, any type of spiritual guidance should always be used as a guide, as a tool, but not the end all be all of the decisions that you make in your life. So I want you to really ground yourself in that. If something does not resonate in this reading, you do not need to claim it. It's not for you. You know, I'm channeling for a large group of people. So just take the message that resonates to you. Take the message that makes you think, that makes you feel good. Take those messages, and anything else, you can leave it. So, group 4. First of all, this card, stunning. Like, I flipped it over and I was like, oh my god, this would be a beautiful ass tattoo to get tatted. But beautiful. Like, I just want you to take a moment to take it in. Like, it has pearls, the swan, the lover. So this card is really about expansion, connection, the way you love other people, the way people love you. And it's so funny because today I'm wearing a shirt that says lover and a fighter. And I kind of feel that for y'all. Like, you know, this group is someone that really enjoys connections with other people. This group is someone that, like, this new moon in Aries probably really enjoys fire energy. But that this new moon in Aries probably made you feel like really talkative, really wanting to connect with other people. You probably had amazing ideas yesterday, and this is what I'm feeling with y'all. Y'all are people that like to be with people. Y'all are people that love people. And I'm also hearing maybe you don't love people, but you don't stray away from them. There are people that you do love. So this is your first card. And your first message. What I'm feeling with the other cards, you have 3 of Wands, 3 of Cups upright, which 3 is a incredible manifestation number. And it is a number that recently became my personal number. I'm like, I just saw how my life really added up to, like, everything happens in 3s and like 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. Anyways, 3 is a powerful manifestation number. And then with the full card in reverse, it's all about releasing fear, any inner fear that you have. So what I'm feeling for this reading and for what this new moon is bringing to you is, again, I feel like y'all are definitely people that love to be around people, people that want to make a connection. This 3 of Cups is just like celebrating with friends, wanting to turn up. But almost like you've been waiting for this. Like, you've been waiting for this connection. You may have been feeling lonely with this pandemic. You may have been feeling lonely this whole year. And now, you know, for some folks, I wouldn't say for everyone, but for some people who may be or may not be getting vaccinated, but for some people, you may be feeling like the pandemic is, you know, ending. I can finally go out. I can finally spend time with people. I can finally connect with people. And I feel like this new moon is really bringing that back up. And because it's bringing this back up of like, I want to celebrate, I want to connect, I want to have friends, I want to turn up. The message with the full card in reverse. Initially, when I was looking at it, I was like, you know, don't have any fear. Don't let fear crawl into your mind. But what I'm also feeling with that is like, still have some Still have some caution, but still take the leap. I'm also feeling with this pile with you guys is like, yo, start planning an amazing adventure for you this spring and summer. Start planning to have more of these connections safely. And start just planning to really live and show up in this lover card. And this person that makes connections with other people, you are not alone. You will not be alone. You're not meant to be alone. And I think in this group, there's someone in particular that needed to hear that. If you've been single, if you feel like you've lost a lot of friends, especially, you know, for a lot of people that are going through their first or their beginnings of spiritual awakening, you start to realize that a lot of people don't deserve to be in your life anymore. And for you, Power 4, I definitely feel this, like, y'all are going through this spiritual awakening. Y'all are going through this cleansing. And y'all are finally coming out of it. Y'all are reflecting back and being like, oh, I'm getting to a better place. I may not be fully there yet, but I'm getting to a better place. And now what Spirit wants you to do, especially with this new moon in Aries energy, and even with the Aries season, is to just keep calling in and channeling in that light. Keep calling in and channeling in that fire. And keep showing up as the lover. You know, when I initially looked at the lover card, I was like, I bet you y'all are the flirts of the group. I bet you y'all are the ones that like get free drinks at the club. Like, I bet you that y'all are super friendly and bubbly and loving to be around. Even though the Fool is in reverse, I'm like, the Fool even coming up is also signifying to me that y'all are bubbly, loving, still have that optimism, that innocence. I don't see that that has been taken away from you. Or at least if it has been, y'all are getting to a place where now you're calling that back in. And that's what I keep feeling like. If you're not feeling the lover, I feel like for this group, it's like, this is the core truth of who you are. Like, you are this lover, you are this bubbly person. And maybe with some of the loneliness that may have came up, you felt really down, really like, you know, really out of your zone. And what I'm hearing is like, now is the time for you to really channel that back in. I keep getting this image of like sucking in that energy back into your body. Even like sucking in that power, because we do have a lot of yellows here. And that makes me think of the solar plexus. So it's like reclaiming that power, you know, getting out of that feeling like, oh my God, like things are just bad. I kind of felt this with group 3 too. I was just like, things are just bad. And like letting that suck away your power. Like when things happen, letting that take away your power, your motivation, your passion, your excitement. And now with this new moon in Aries, it's like bring that back into you, channel that back into you, so that then you can start, even with the 3 of Wands, like sometimes, you know, people have read this card as like traveling, thinking of beyond. You know, with the Lover card is also about expansion and letting things come too. I'm also feeling with all these cards, it's like you don't need to force anything. You and group 3 are very similar in energy, except group 3 is like serious and needs to be more of group 4. And y'all are like, we're getting out of that group 3 vibe and really showing up as this like, I get to be the manifester in my life. I get to turn up. I get to connect with people. I get to form these beautiful relationships with people. And it is through my relationships and it is through these experiences that I'm able to remind myself of the beauty, the vibrancy that life has to offer, even in the moments that are dark. And it's making me think of dark too, because of like the darkness here and then expanding. I want you to really hold on to that. Is like, maybe this year has been really hard and a lot of dark moments have happened. But with this new moon, what is granting you and what is almost giving back to you, because I feel like you already had it, was this celebration, this fire, this adventure, this, you know, take this with love, like wild energy is coming back to you. And I'm excited. I'm also like, if you're in Vegas, let's turn up together, because I'm trying to rechannel, you know, the person that I once was like this. Hold on to this, celebrate it, you know, of course, be safe. Of course, you know, use your logic. Don't jump right away, but still do the leap, even if it's just a little bit. So that is your new moon message, group 4. And let me know if it resonates. Let me know if you're like, yes, let's turn up. Yes, like I'm ready to party. I'm ready to celebrate life. I'm ready to see the vibrancy and beauty, and I'm ready to reclaim my power. And let me know if that's you, because I want to celebrate that. That's beautiful. So please feel free to comment, like, subscribe. Also share this video with your friends if you're like, yo, this message was really it for me. This message really motivated me. This message really gave me some light. That means a lot to me. You know, I do this for y'all. So the more that y'all can tell me that this was a good time, that you really enjoyed this, the more I will do this video. So thank you, group 4, for watching this. And I hope you have a continual, beautiful new moon in Aries. And I will see you for my next pick a card. Love you. Bye.